I'm going Lakers. Lakers. If you can't beat the Clippers without Paul George tonight and the season over, blow it up. Start panic time. Lakers.
Welcome back to The Jump. Zach Lowe joining us now. The Lakers did, in fact, yes, applause, people.
Okay.
The Lakers did, in fact, lose last night. So this is it, right? This
Panic time. It's DEFCON 1 immediately. It's the Lakers. It has to be This is what they do. It's drama constantly.
There were a lot of takes this morning. You're not wrong. And there were legit questions, too. Trace, you were talking about something during the break.
Yeah. It's, LeBron passiveness, the coaching of just dropping the ball down to AD. There was no continuity, no flow to the offense. The pace of, the Lakers offense. Everything went wrong last night that I didn't like.
Yeah, it was clunky. They were clunky. Offensively, it was a little clunky. When LeBron and AD are at the 3 and the 4, and there's a center on the floor, you can tell that they're trying to figure out how to use Anthony Davis. They ran, I think, 8 pick and rolls between them last night, which is not very many. No. And AD alternated between spacing out to the 3-point line and posting up one-on-one, old school, kind of effective, but it's not what we all envisioned, I don't think.
They did play him at center for a few minutes.
13 minutes, I think, last night.
Yeah. But I know he doesn't want to play there. All right, that was your wild prediction from yesterday's show. Your wild predictions column, though, a little more serious, is up on ESPN.com and the app right now. And I wanted to run through a couple of them with you before the season kicks into full gear here. Zach, you said, quote, Giannis signs the supermax if the Bucks make the finals. Doesn't if they don't. Remember, Giannis has 2 years left on his deal, so this doesn't mean that he wouldn't re-sign or be there, but obviously it's kind of like the AD situation, right? If he doesn't sign the supermax, is the clock ticking then?
It's ticking, but I think it's less dire for Milwaukee if he doesn't sign the supermax. Maybe a little bit less dire if he doesn't sign the supermax. I think there's more of a chance he might actually stay another year and then re-sign a regular contract than AD was just out. AD was out.
You think that if Giannis turns down the supermax, he would just give it another year?
First of all, let me give America the numbers. If this man turns down
it's a big number.
The supermax.
Big number.
Giannis will be leaving 5 years, $253 million on the table. There's no way in hell he is turning down that on a team that's been competitive in the Eastern Conference for the last few years. No, I don't see it happening.
Well,
I hope you're right.
The supermax was designed for that. To be such a big number that it would, in effect, bribe players to stay. Now, what we haven't seen happen is it has not worked to bribe them to stay with teams.
Everyone's turning it down. It's the hot new thing.
Right?
Turn down the supermax.
Not 253.
But obviously, if the team is doing well, then you'd think that he might sign it. You think, though, they'd have to make the playoffs for that to happen. In the finals, rather, for that to happen.
This is just my semi-educated prediction. I don't know what will happen.
That is a wild
T-Max says it's too wild. It's $253 million. All right, I want to get to your next wild prediction. You said Miami finishes 3rd in the East. This is, of course, assuming the Bucks and Sixers finish in the top 2. The Celtics actually have the 3rd best odds to win the East. So, Zach, why are you so much higher on the Heat?
Yeah, it's not even close either. Boston is the big favorite for that spot. I just like this weird, big, strange Heat team. I'm drinking the Heat Kool-Aid. Jimmy Butler is the best. If you compare the Heat and the Celtics, Jimmy Butler, I think, is the best player between those on those two teams. I think he's better than Kemba. I think it's close, but he wins a lot of regular season games. I like their mix of size and defense. If Tyler Hero's shooting is real, I kind of like that team. I have a little sweet spot for them.
No, I don't think so. My 3 teams are Philly, Milwaukee, and Boston.
Well, that's boring.
That's just what it's going to be, not Miami. That's your wild prediction. I don't see it happening. Okay. I'm sorry.
Look, obviously the Celtics are a big wild card, right? And we thought that them playing with Team USA going into this season was going to give them a good start at the beginning of the season. Team USA obviously didn't go so well.
That didn't work out.
So I am curious to see how they do. I think the Celtics are going to be a good regular season team. I do have concerns in the playoffs, but you guys are talking about seeding, so we'll see.
If they take an injury or something, 3-10 in the East has the potential to just go all sorts of different ways.
All right, speaking of wild predictions, Mac did have one yesterday. He said that Wilt Chamberlain...
This is crazy that I'm thinking this way. I actually think James Harden might average 40 points this year.
Not with Russ, sir.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you. Right. I do feel that way.
Well, I was just saying, Wilt Chamberlain is the only player in NBA history to average over 40. He did do it twice. So are you standing by
it's my
James
wild
Harden?
Prediction. That's a wild prediction.
That is a wild prediction.
That's wild.
I am standing by that. I think this kid has that ability because of where the game is today, right? It's a 3-point game. James Harden is a great shooter. He's going to take a volume of those shots. He's probably going to average 15 threes. Nobody gets to the free throw line like him. And the system is tailor-made for this guy to put up numbers night in and night out like that. I wouldn't be surprised.
You're almost talking me into it, but you're not talking me into it. So, like, if he averages 40 points a game, and I realize how dangerous this is for me to say, you can pick any restaurant you want. Any restaurant you want, and I'll take you out to dinner.
Okay.
Wow.
And I realize that's a bad. I'm going into dangerous territory.
Listen,
Los Angeles has some nice restaurants.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of an income
averaged like
disparity.
40 for a month. That's a couple months or something like that. He averaged 40.
Okay, I'm just saying.
And
I
a
don't
string
think
of
he's gonna average
30-point
40.
games. I'm telling you, don't be surprised. This man start off the season, first 10 games, 40 points.
Yeah, you're going to be talking a lot of trash if that happens.
That's right. Then he gets an appetizer out of Zach. I think we'll just do it that way throughout the season. Month or two, a little appetizer.
Parcel it out.
And then, that'll be easier
I
on
just
your
think
wallet.
with Russ is just a different animal as a player than Chris Paul is. He's gonna demand more of the ball, more of the offense. I don't see how you can average 40 with playing with Russ, but maybe you can. I don't know.
What's your wild prediction on Steven Adams' assists going up without
Rebounds?
Yes. Rebounds going up.
Biggest
without Russ
jump
there.
ever in defensive rebounding rate ever year to year. Steven Adams last year to this year.
Rebounds off free throws?
He'll be allowed to get some now. Good. That's an easy way to get like 5
Russ
rebounds
is stealing
a game.
his rebounds.
Russ was.
I'm not saying that.
Everyone's
That's what was
rebounds.
happening. Stealing is it's not stealing if you
not.
let him do it.
Yeah. There you go. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.